a pas pourtant, on est même pas sûr de vendre. Je laisse pas les radios formater mon boulot en autoprod, je ne suis jamais épuisé. Je fais pas mon son pour plaire à Laurent Bounot, mais c'est une victoire quand il est diffusé. Pour mes porteurs de Nikes, pour mes mangeurs de nanchis, qui ne croient plus rien de ce qu'on leur dit, comme tous les jeunes nés dans les 90s. Si tu m'amènes de la taille, je vais te faire une prise d'aïkido, qui donc bédavo dans quoi. J'ai des kilos de white widow, oui j'ai de la weed, dolon, weed, on m'en demande en mode dollar, donnant. Chez moi c'est à vous de rouler, servez-vous la question de donneur. Tu sors de là après de la cerveau troué comme un donut, oui j'ai de la weed, dolon, weed, on m'en demande en mode dollar, donnant. Ça c'est ma dope, ça c'est ma dope. La vie mon corps, mon style, mon flow. Ça c'est ma dope. Quand tu termines, m'appelle mon beau. Ça c'est ma dope. M'amène ma bande, protège mon dos. Ça c'est ma dope. La vie mon corps, mon style, mon flow. Ça c'est ma dope. Quand tu termines, m'appelle mon beau. Ça c'est ma dope. M'amène ma bande, protège mon dos. Ça c'est ma dope. La vie mon corps, mon style, mon flow. Ça c'est ma dope.
Elle veut que je n'ai deux yeux que pour elle. Je trouve ça un peu égocentrique. Elle veut que je quitte le jeu pour elle. La vie,
Ouais la team. Ça dit quoi l'équipe? Ouais, les cheveux. Oh, les cheveux bien en vague. Bien en mode incurvé là. Tout ce qu'on aime. Oh, ça va la team? Ça dit quoi? Bacon. Hey. Ah, j'espère que ça va bien l'équipe en tout cas. J'espère que vous avez passé une bonne journée. Que ce soit du coup au taf, en cours ou quoi que ce soit. N'hésitez pas à me dire. Donc aujourd'hui... Allez, on va s'arrêter là-dessus. Bah écoutez la team. J'espère que vous allez bien. On va pouvoir continuer notre petite aventure sur Disco Elysium. Je vais baisser un peu le son dans mon casque, retour. Dites-moi, etc. comment c'est sur le stream. Le son assez bon ou pas. Hop là, session live. Ça, la caméra est un peu décalée, mais c'est normal. Et on va pouvoir continuer tout de suite. Gros, pour résumer, on était là en mode full bourré, en mode ouais, enculé. On se réveille, on était amnésique du coup tellement on avait bu, parce qu'on avait bu pendant 3 jours d'affilée littéralement. Suite à ça, donc, on est retrouvé du coup par notre un peu assistant, enfin dire co-lieutenant de police, parce que du coup on a découvert qu'on était agent de police. Et notre co-lieutenant du coup, Mr. Kim, nous indique que du coup il y avait un meurtre dans la ville et qu'à la base on était venu pour ça. Donc actuellement, le but c'est de se balader dans la ville et d'essayer du coup de résoudre le mystère du meurtre. Départ tiré de la même série.
Over and over. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardship, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case, shelves filled to the...
Ok, donc là du coup il y a des livres sur Voici. Je sais pas, c'est au moment du coup le fait qu'on ait accès à une bibliothèque et une librairie, du coup ça nous sera utile plus tard dans l'aventure. Et bon, pour l'instant, ce qui est le plus important, c'est ça.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says it to the east, rolling hillsides. Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They Houdon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock.
Jamrock.
It's bad.
Mais on ne pourrait pas éviter
People
les symptômes de
shouldn't live
classe.
there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available.
Oh.
The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Oh, donne-moi une carte, mon ref, c'est quoi ça? Wesh, 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 le chaton. Ouais. Team chaton dans le chat, la team. C'est grave ça. Oh putain, le focus. Faut pas que je mette trop de mains devant, ça se fait plus le focus. C'est grave. Bon, ça va, Alex, mon gars? Ça va tranquille?
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it.
La carte de Martinez ne coûte que 90 cents.
That old thing.
Pourquoi celle de Martinez coûte aussi peu cher? C'est la carte obsolète d'un site touristique. Un site touristique, je vais jouer. Ah, écoute, ça va tranquille, hein. On a fini le taf. Oh là là, sa voix est insupportable à la meuf à Plaisance. Insupportable. Bah écoute, ça va, hein, écoute, on a le temps de se lancer un petit stream comme ça d'épouse. Comme tu vois, du coup, sur le jeu Disco Elysium. Qui est, du coup, je vais pas te mentir, un jeu très narratif. Un jeu très narratif qui se met en place avec beaucoup de temps. Mais du coup, bah, qui est quand même très plaisant. On peut la voler. Ouais, mais 42% de chance de la voler. C'est compliqué. Connais pas du tout. Ok, c'est bon, voilà, comme ça du coup on va pouvoir se taire. Alors, du coup j'ai déjà fait un stream de 3 heures il y a 2 jours de ça, il me semble, mardi dernier. Mais du coup pour te résumer la situation de ce jeu, c'est très simple, c'est que tu es un agent de police, tu arrives dans une ville... 51 follower, non follower, pas abo, attends, abo je serais riche, bon bref, 51 follower tranquille tu vois. Mais non, c'est follower c'est gratos, c'est le petit cœur que tu mets là. Pour dire que t'as la notification, c'est pas 51 sub, tu vois. C'est marqué objectif follower, pas objectif sub. Bah ouais, mon gars, c'est pas facile, hein. Non, parce qu'en gros, j'ai atteint les 50 pour la prochaine étape. Et sauf que du coup, après les 50 pour la prochaine étape, il faut là maintenant que j'ai environ 3 spectateurs en moyenne sur les 30 derniers jours de stream. Donc ça, du coup, 3 spectateurs en moyenne, c'est ça qui est le plus dur. C'est ça, du coup, avec quand la team, du coup, bah, je vais te répondre à l'instant, du coup, le temps que tu m'entendes, tu vas peut-être avoir la réponse. Mais ouais, ça, du coup, 3 spectateurs en moyenne sur mes 30 derniers jours de stream. Donc ce qui est pas facile là-dessus. Mais bon, écoute, on y va, on fait comme on peut. Hein. Et en gros, pour résumer Disco Elysium rapidement, c'est qu'en gros, t'étais un policier envoyé dans une ville parce que du coup, il y a eu un meurtre. Un cadavre qui est suspendu à un arbre derrière une auberge. Sauf que toi, t'arrives 3 jours avant vraiment le début de l'enquête, on va dire. Et en fait, c'est que du coup, tu passes 3 jours à l'auberge où en fait, tu te bourres la gueule. Genre vraiment, tu te bourres la gueule, t'es ignoble avec tout le monde. Et en fait, c'est que tu passes tellement 72 heures du coup à être totalement alcoolisé que du coup, tu perds totalement la mémoire. Mais genre tu perds totalement la mémoire, genre jusqu'au point du coup tu ne sais pas ce que c'est l'argent, tu ne sais pas quel est ton métier, tu ne sais pas quel est ton nom, tu ne sais pas ce que tu viens faire ici en ville et tu ne te souviens pas du coup de ce que tu as fait tes dernières 72 heures. Et donc du coup le but du jeu du coup de base donc, c'est de résoudre le meurtre, mais en plus de ça aussi ça va être du coup de pouvoir retrouver la mémoire, de savoir du coup ce que tu as fait potentiellement et aussi du coup bah juste de apprendre à connaître la vie entière en fait. Et ça là-dessus en fait qui est très intriguant parce qu'au début bah t'as des choix de dialogue à chaque question que les PNJ te posent. Donc que du coup t'as des questions vraiment connes voire vraiment enfants parce que du coup il y a plein de process et de systèmes que du coup que tu ne connais plus en fait. Et c'est ça là-dessus qui est vachement dur. Et donc là ce qui fait que le premier stream en fait c'était un peu confus parce qu'on avait beaucoup d'informations d'un coup à pouvoir récupérer à droite à gauche. Et en soi, du coup, c'est que bah, c'est comme un peu tous les jeux d'énigmes, parce qu'en fait, au début, tu as énormément d'énigmes, et au fur et à mesure des heures du coup de temps de jeu, du coup, tu vas les solver une par une, et après ça, du coup, tu vas pouvoir continuer dans l'histoire. Donc, c'est le prêtre le coupable. En gros, tu fais un hangover version policier. Ouais, c'est ça, c'est vraiment, tu fais un hangover version policier, quoi. Et donc, ça là-dessus qui est très, très spécial, et aussi, du coup, comme tu vas pouvoir voir, c'est que du coup, il y a des systèmes d'interaction, du coup, un peu à lancer des dés, un peu à la Baldur's Gate, je mets des grands guillemets là-dessus, parce que c'est pas eux qui l'ont inventé. Où en fait du coup tu as des statistiques du coup sur ton personnage sur différents aspects et en plus de ça du coup tous les systèmes un peu d'émotion et de pensée que tu peux avoir là-dedans du coup interviennent dans ta propre réflexion quand tu parles avec quelqu'un, ce qui fait que du coup si tu as beaucoup de logique, si quelqu'un te pose un peu une énigme, la logique du coup si tu en as une assez bonne va te trouver directement la réponse sans que tu aies besoin toi de chercher ou quoi que ce soit. Mais après du coup bah c'est différent de ça, du coup tu as un peu une notion RPG on va dire, mais c'est super intéressant et c'est très bizarre au même temps. Parce que du coup aussi, évidemment, tu deviens fou, il y a ta cravate qui te parle, t'as le mort qui te parle aussi, banal. Et du coup là-dessus c'est assez compliqué.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Hop là, donc là c'est bon, on a obtenu la carte.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations.
Donc c'est l'année 48, je crois qu'on est dans l'année 51 actuellement. C'est pour ça que je porte pas de cravate en vrai. Bah ouais. Bah normal mec, t'imagines, t'as une cravate et elle te parle frère? Non, une singerie un peu. Une cravate qui te parle. On a plusieurs rues, de la rue Saint-Guylaine à la rue Saint-Stéphane. La rue Saint-Guylaine c'est là où est l'auberge, il me semble. Même où tu te trouves, bien que la carte ne fournisse pas plus d'informations. Donc on va voir ça aussi parce que du coup ça t'as commencé le jeu du coup sans avoir une seule carte. Allez dans le journal, je faisais l'onglet carte. Pardon, et dans l'inventaire. Attends, il a dit quoi? Il a dit, ah non, c'est dans le journal. Et l'onglet carte, ok. Donc là du coup, on a pris ça. Donc ça, c'est l'auberge dans laquelle on est, dans laquelle on a résidé. Ça du coup là-bas, du coup il y a une sorte de barrage avec donc du coup le chantier et donc du coup tout ce qu'il y a autour. Ça là-bas du coup c'est la statue au centre de la ville. La cabane des pêcheurs, on n'avait pas encore trop allé ni même à l'église. On a un peu continué là-bas sur la gauche. Il faudra que j'arrive à aller plus au sud du coup. Et au moins du coup, est-ce que ça t'as Kuno pour l'empathie, statue équestre? Ouais, t'as différentes impossible, intermédiaire et train en vague. Ouais, c'est pas encore hyper précis. Je sais pas si ça va être plus précis peut-être un peu plus tard. Mais pour l'instant, logique, terrifiant. Donc du coup, tu vois les niveaux de difficulté aussi pour chaque lancer, on va dire. Voilà, interphone, volonté, carte épinglée, affinité mécanique. Ce qui est du coup pas facile. Hop là, donc là du coup, on va pouvoir continuer. Et il y a un système de jours en bas à droite qui fait qu'actuellement c'est toujours le premier jour. Donc même en ayant fait 3 heures de temps de jeu, on n'a même pas passé une journée. Sachant qu'on s'est levé à 8-9 heures du coup. Et donc là, du coup, à chaque fin de journée, du coup, on va avoir un débrief avec notre acolyte, Monsieur Kim. Quand tu vois là, ici, du coup, c'est l'interface en bas à gauche. Et donc ça, là-dessus, on va pouvoir faire un résumé de tout ce qu'on a fait. Donc ici, voilà, toutes les tâches qu'on a en cours. Ainsi, là, si toutes les tâches terminées. Donc, je vais reprendre une par une pour voir rapidement. Garté vous a dit, donc Garté, c'est le mec qui gère l'auberge, vous a dit que les syndicalistes rebelles se rassemblent au mess du Whirling in Rags. Ils ne sont pas là aujourd'hui, mais finiront par pointer le bout de leur nez. Soyez aux aguets. Donc en gros, c'est les syndicalistes rebelles sont eux qu'on soupçonne dans un premier temps d'avoir tué. Mais c'est vraiment que des soupçons, c'est vraiment le tout début de l'enquête. Donc pour l'instant, c'est eux. Et les voilà, il me semblerait que du coup, ils arrivent petit à petit là, sur la table. Lui, il veut pas me parler? Tout c'est question d'argent, si vous savez. Ils sont pas là pour me parler petit à petit.
Can I help you?
Ok, j'ai rien à dire de plus à ce mec là. Hop là, on va au karaoké. Vous vous sentez bien d'être là, c'est bien ici. Ah, on est d'accord, hein. Bon, problème c'est que le karaoké. Ce qui paraît, du coup, j'ai une quête où je peux chanter au karaoké, mais pas pour l'instant. Faut que je reprenne ça, du coup. Qui est dans la box du syndicat. Où est le reste de l'armure? Donc là, du coup, sur le cadavre, du coup, il portait des pièces d'armure. Du coup, on doit retrouver la suite. Kuno vous a menti. Ah ouais, bah écoute, si le gamin nous a menti, on va retourner le voir. C'est le plus simple. Allons au nord. Là, ici, on va voir le cadavre. Est-ce que je peux refaire le lancer ici? Je sais plus, je crois que j'avais un lancer ici. Pour eux, améliorez votre projection analytique. Ok. Donc ça là-dessus, je peux pas encore le faire. Donc là, Kuno c'est un gamin de 12 ans. Le mec qui se prend pour Dieu et il casse les couilles à tout le monde. J'ai parlé de l'armure. Et alors? Il dit que tu avais promis de lâcher les poulets sur lui.
Fuck, okay.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like
Donc gros cul courir dans tous les sens. Donc là j'en peux plus de ces gosses.
Pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Ok, Kuno, ça me va, hein.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back
Et
to
évidemment,
Kuno.
il parle Kuno, du coup, il parle de lui à la troisième personne. Je trouve que c'est pas drôle. Il a une sale mouille le dead. Oui, le dead, il est de sa gueule. Mais en fait, c'est que sur la partie de l'épaule. Ah oui, oui, Kuno, vas-y. Sinon, je peux pas encore lui parler ou quoi que ce soit. Ça, c'est qu'en gros, en fait, tout ce qu'il a sur l'avant, c'est surtout en fait genre des tatouages.
But for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with
Des tatouages, donc du coup, on doit aussi trouver la signification de ces 10 tatouages. Il y a une personne qui peut nous aider actuellement, sauf que la personne qui peut nous aider est un peu genre une tête pensante d'une entreprise du coup de livraison. Et en fait, du coup, elle nous a dit, ah, au fait, du coup, il y a un barrage un peu plus à l'est de la ville. Du coup, je vais y aller vite fait. Il y a un barrage à l'est de la ville. Et en fait, du coup, dans le barrage, du coup, ça bloque tous les camions itinérants, du coup, de transfert de ressources, tout simplement. Comme tu vois le barrage ici. Et parmi tous les camions, il y en a un qui revend de la cocaïne. Et j'aimerais bien que tu trouves pour moi qui vend de la cocaïne. Et lui, il était très suspect depuis le départ. Et en plus, du coup, il y a certains qui ont des bons accents bien français. J'adore.
I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out. I'll never betray the...
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit.
Alors,
And if I did, I
ça serait mieux comme une tombe. Dans ce cas, qu'est-ce qu'on va fabriquer? On peut voir des charretiers sont partis. Bien vu.
I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night.
La nuit, s'ils sont près de ma
If they
cargaison.
touch my stuff,
Attends, venir matraquer les
bosses
biens d'un
will
coup
be
de
on my
gourdin.
ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Oh, il y avait des caisses renversées derrière un gros camion pas loin d'ici.
Yeah,
On va aller voir
I
ça.
knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything.
Un mec aurait forcé son camion.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
Ça, du coup, ça me permet d'un coup d'avoir des points de logique, comme je disais tout à l'heure, c'est que du coup, là, il y a une discussion et tout ça, et c'est vrai que du coup, si c'était pas évident du coup de poser la question là-dessus, sur un point de vue logique, du coup, c'est ma logique interne qui me parle et qui me dit, tiens, en fait, bizarre un peu, et comme il dit, du coup, comment pouvait-il connaître l'identité du voleur, s'ils étaient du contraire alcoolisés?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the kids who do all the stealing around here? It's not road science, man.
Si on n'est pas impliqué, alors qui fait passer les stupéfiants
Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed
avec ses yeux bridés? Oh, ah oui, lui c'est le raciste originel aussi. Il n'aime pas les gens avec les yeux bridés.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves.
Ouais, donc lui le raciste il dit que c'est forcément le mec qui se bridait. C'est sur la mode comme il respire, c'est dans le il s'acquiesce avec sa veste. Puis tire à nouveau sur sa cigarette. C'est lui d'accord, y a pas à chier.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what's...
Guess so.
Ok, bon on va revenir hein. Je viens de prévenir. Du coup on a complété une... Ouais ça on a complété une quête en plus du coup ça oui le reste de l'armure. Pour l'instant on va continuer sur cette quête là, cette suite de quêtes et on verra par la suite. Ça ce qu'il disait, ce qu'il y avait là-bas, il y avait du coup des caisses qui étaient tombées. Ça va être lui du coup je suppose. Le mec qui l'agresse. Qu'est-ce qu'on a plus au sud ici? On a rien de spécial. Je vais couper le son, je lance une game de shooter de loin. Ouais pas de soucis en tout cas, bonne game à toi mon ref. donc là on a
An
le
old
cheval par
monument
exemple.
stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing
Oh,
toward the sea.
58%.
It looks as if it's been reassembled
58% c'est
piece by
inratable.
piece. Even by the
Yes!
standards of the Philippian
Pour un
kings,
Philippien,
old
Philippe,
sumptuous
le
Philip
fastueux,
was
est connu
known
pour
for
sa
his profligacy.
prodigalité.
Well, he blew through the
Il a
whole
dilapidé le trésor
national
national,
treasury,
notamment aussi déclin de l'une des
starting
plus
the
grandes puissances du
decline
siècle,
of
le
one of
suzerain
the
de Réaucha. Oh
penultimate
le bâtard!
century's greatest superpowers. His own maladministration foreshadowed the
pendant la
fall of the
révolution
monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution
au régime
and end
monarchique sur
to his
l'isola
family life
insulidienne.
and the monarchy
Comment est-ce
on
qu'il s'est
the
arrangé pour
Insulindian
dilapider le trésor?
Isola. Stories have it that he
Il a
had his
transformé sa
bedroom
chambre à coucher en
converted
salle au
into a
trésor, donc
treasure
c'est une
chamber,
richesse.
where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum.
Seul
It was
c'était
obscene.
obscène.
There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like
Pile de
some
plumes imprégnées
obese
d'or, t'es un
dragon,
dragon obèse. Ah
instead of a
ouais,
bed,
ah sa vie
like a
hein.
normal person.
The man certainly knew how to live.
Et la cravate. Une seconde, c'était foutaise tout ça.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine. You see,
La
old
dépense de la
Philippe
cocaïne,
wasn't just
ok.
good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said
C'est un film
150
50 ans
years
plus tard,
later,
ok.
right before they entered out beneath the cold
Dans les eaux
waters of
glacées de
the
la baie Insulidienne, après avoir
Insulindian
pillé le
Bay,
musée royal et réussi à
thrown
l'eau.
there by
Ah, on jetait cette dépouille à la mer,
revolutionaries
ok.
after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. The original was blown apart
Énorme,
by
cette attaque
communards,
origine peut
then
être
further
endommagée
damaged
comme un ciné,
during
ça a
the
été
landing
écrasé par les
of the
dirigeables de la
coalition's
coalition.
airships during
Pendant la
the
révolution
turn of the
révolutionnaire.
century revolution, when
Ok.
Martinaise was leveled. Some years
Absolument.
ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
Les quartiers plus favorisés
The
de la ville.
statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber. People in Martinaise tend Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem
Ok, donc on a pu avoir les informations là-dedans. Sinon c'était pas par là qu'on devait aller à la base. Pas aller plus au sud là? Non, là aussi on est bloqué pour l'instant. Et ici comme ça, et là du coup ici il y a le camion. C'est vrai qu'il y a la vieille dame ici, la vieille dame je suis pas sûr qu'on puisse lui parler.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on
Désolé.
her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
Never mind. I remember now.
J'ai encore coincé dans ce
I'm
bouchon dans les
still
années
stuck
50.
in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of
L'homme de petite
plastic.
mâchoire et tout est fabriqué en
Why
plastique.
do you
Donc,
need
proximité au
plastic
plastique
when
on
you
peut
can
faire un
make
monde
the
fait d'encre.
world out of amber? Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new voyage until you came along,
va.
that is. Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Il pose l'écoute sur un portrait des raids, tableau de bord et saturé de souvenirs photographiés de bagnoles en tout genre. Qu'est-ce que vous transportez?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Sinon, qu'est-ce que vous transportez
Whatever
en vrai?
stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Une camionnette qu'ils mettent dans le camion, j'imagine.
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Sinon, je conduis pas un camion pour la marchandise, vous voyez ce que je veux dire.
Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in?
Bad hand. Hermenegildos's bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just
What do I need drugs for, lawman?
Pour me droguer, mais c'est pas
What I
ici, ce que
see,
je vois, c'est que je
what I
ressens
feel,
adversaire.
the great adversary, no drugs can compare. Then what were you?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
You're man, low man. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Peu probable dans le cas, ça me fait une belle jambe.
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think? It's diamonds, low man, obviously. Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of...
Where do you want me to... Or...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
Merci pour les infos, ma petite dame. Ah, c'est pas du tout une suite en fait là, ok. Donc si on passe là-bas, ouais, on va passer devant le camion, devant le bouchon. Est-ce que je peux lui dire d'aller là? Ouais, il galère un peu. Donc lui, ce mec-là, là, il nous la mettra à l'envers.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good
Chemin
times surfing the
ma
psychic wave,
conscience,
but
ok.
those days are behind me.
J'espère qu'une
There
pause
are
de temps
other
pour
addictions in my
télécharger
life now.
mais cette époque qui révolue.
Why the inquiry, my man? Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence.
Okay.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to...
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation.
Il y a quelque chose, impossible d'en savoir plus à ce stade, mais je décèle une certaine agitation. Est-ce que j'ai des items du coup à mettre potentiellement pour conceptualiser? Ça sert à rien de toute façon.
A worn map. An intricate... It almost...
Ça on a un mouchoir, on a un stylo. On a des parties libres pour l'instant. Et on a ça. Ah oui, je peux avoir ça pour avoir un peu plus d'autorité. Ok. Ok, ouais, ça, c'est les outils, du coup, je peux pas mettre. Pas mal ça quand même d'avoir plus d'autorité, plus en suggestion. On a moins de mise en scène, mais bon, ça c'est pas trop grave. On peut améliorer un point sur ce qu'on veut.
Hello again, my man.
C'est quoi? C'est la conceptualisation. Ça, c'est encore un peu dur pour moi de l'avoir. 19h30. On va aller voir un dernier truc qu'on n'a pas encore vu en soi. On peut monter tout là-haut. Peut-être une histoire pour monter sur le toit là. C'est quoi ça? En cas de grève, appuyez sur le bouton derrière le dispositif de sécurité. Une porte cinématiquement elle est fermée grâce à un système électronique. Ouais. On peut lui parler. Bonjour, je suis juste policier.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
Impressément ce point tous ces muscles se traversent. Il vous laisse les regarder. Ok.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of
Wesh.
this racial pinacle. Be calm.
Si vous n'êtes pas une menace pour moi.
You are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me.
Oh, le mec qui parle comme ça. Il a du mal à parler ou c'est le cliché du mec avec des gros biscottos, du coup il a un peu de mal? En vrai, peut-être les deux, hein. En ça, je suis tombé love.
What is this androgynous display
Maturité
of
sexuelle.
sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic.
Stop it. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my... No, you don't.
Sinon vous avez besoin,
you
c'est un
need
autre
to
verre.
get another drink.
P4
Occidental haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here.
Show him the ham still got it.
Willingly calling yourself a ham sandwich. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen.
C'est autrefois une race noble et
You
puissante.
were
Oh,
once
j'ai
a
peur.
noble and
Oh,
powerful
bizarre.
race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Ce sont les vôtres qui ont mis ce cadavre là-haut. J'ai besoin que vous m'aidiez.
Enough with this begging. You should bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
L'éducation au cœur de son système, ok.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then...
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty.
Ok.
Which one do you need to educate? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, They are violent overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brain, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an the latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are... Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced... The Koiko, the countless micronationalities, the Vacholians, halfway between type A and the racial condrom.
Okay.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair. The revolution enough of type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed lesser the mesk.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood.
The sage will not budge on this.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Kaimira. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino the Koiko? This will...
There is a strange sadness in his tone, a less than heroic melancholy.
The heart that...
He does not seem angry, nor does the woman look of...
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race? You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Ah mais ça je dépensais pour ta sinon pour... Ah oui, pour réfléchir comme ça, ok.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for disco music and racists are generally not very... I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble. Your silence betrays your inferiority.
Wow,
you do not have a reply. You should end...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no... no.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Claire is a man of... Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? Of course it does. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory. What you need is to come to terms with it.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next...
That will be the...
There always is.
Race is reality. The unpromising race pupil.
Du coup ça je peux pas y aller du coup parce qu'il me bloque l'accès. Et donc il m'a fait une quête sur quelle énigme des races. C'est ça qu'on réfléchit. En soi, est-ce que je peux me permettre de perdre du coup une des réflexions là? Tout est lancé blanc endurance. Est-ce que j'en ai encore des lancers blancs endurance? Je crois pas, non? J'ai tellement de trucs. Oh. Eh ben. Mais ok, du coup, je crois pas avoir l'endurance. Du coup, techniquement, je peux sortir celui-là? Celui-là, je peux l'oublier? Comment ça marche? Est-ce que c'est celui-là? C'est des points de talent d'oublier. Du coup, déverrouiller, tu peux oublier, ça prend des points de talent. C'est chiant, c'est un peu. Bon, ok, c'est pas grave. Du coup, bon. On ne peut pas trop avancer là-dedans. À part retourner parler aux gens, mais bon, je sais pas si ça sert à quelque chose, genre Magnana, est-ce qu'on parler ça changera rien, je suppose.
How can I help you? You know.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. Oh, sorry, friend. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do. Comes naturally. Right, always glad to help out. We're on the same branch, you and I. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. I don't believe you. It wasn't. I'm doing much.
Ok, il m'apporte rien de plus. Mais j'ai gagné un gold. Et un sou est un sou la team. Bon, lui, du coup, il me casse les couilles parce que lui, du coup, il va pas m'amener quelque chose. Il va lui droit au travail. Ils sont totalement dedans.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Ok, mais du coup, ils veulent que je me tabasse avec le boss là. J'ai la flemme de me tabasser avec lui en fait. Parce qu'il est beaucoup plus gros que moi, beaucoup plus imposant. Et l'autre là-bas, du coup, il m'a rien donné. Si je reparle à la vieille, du coup, elle va me rien donner non plus.
The woman is still.
Huh? What is it?
She's just.
So he does.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you.
Nothing. I just don't think she's.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Oh, don't. Le monos of the Transcatholic. You're right.
A correct appraisal.
Is that all you woke me up to?
Et donc lui, il a rien. Ok, si on tourne voir le raciste rapidement. Parce qu'il est 20h, il me semble qu'on peut se coucher à 21h, il me semble, pour faire passer la journée. Ou, sauf qu'attends, à 22h aussi, du coup, il y a ça. Après 22h, à la fin de votre journée. Ok, donc en gros, on a des trucs à faire jusqu'à 21h. Enfin, jusqu'à 22h, pardon. Et on va pouvoir continuer. Voilà. Ça, du coup, c'est le mec qui va pas nous aider plus que ça. Moi, je suis sûr que le raciste, il... Ben, comment dire, le raciste, il est vraiment suspect.
Hello, compatriote. You have something to discuss?
Parce qu'il n'y a pas de nouvelle ligne de dialogue qui s'est développée. Ouais, c'est pas de nouvelle ligne de dialogue. Pas bon signe. Et non plus, je suppose, de toute façon.
What's on your mind?
Balancer un poème en pleine poire, conceptualisation, parce que j'ai pas encore assez de conceptualisation. Ok. Est-ce que j'ai un truc à faire avec la voiture potentiellement?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Un scoopot pour que genre couper des fils ou quoi que ce soit?
The handles are long and sleek. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. The pry bar feels useful for opening. It's robust, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge as you tap on...
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They are also fragile. I'm not going to...
Et on ferme la porte du coup, ça j'aurais dû faire ça avant, parce que du coup on a récupéré des items. Des trucs à faire la nuit, tu me diras aussi, c'est des trucs à faire la nuit, c'est pas très logique qu'on ait besoin d'une lampe torche. En soi, le jour il est quand même assez éclairé, donc ça là-dessus, il n'y a pas trop de soucis. Alors, on va pas aller par là, il est pas encore. Il est que 20h, on va dire. Sauf que je retourne à l'intérieur pour 22h. Ici, il n'y a rien à faire.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's
Et si j'équipe genre ça plutôt.
You see the door does.
Garde, tu vas rien me dire de toute façon, lui il sert à rien.
Can I help you?
Bon, on va continuer à s'avancer tant qu'il est que 20h. Vers 22h, du coup, on verra. Fais gaffe à ce que tu dis, mecton. Est-ce que lui, du coup, faut pas lui mettre genre une flashlight dans sa grand-mère? Non, il réagit pas à la flashlight. On aurait des trucs par là-bas. Petit poids sky, lampe torche, ça sert à rien non plus. Peut-être pouvoir avancer. Est-ce qu'il y a des choses à éclairer là? C'est bizarre ça, une sorte de manivelle.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Nom de famille du vêtement.
Where?
Les esclaves américains a été abattu, on est flics, on doit s'en
There?
occuper.
Those are old.
Oui,
These bullets were
ancienne.
fired during the revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective.
Hey bad. Excuse-moi Kim. Pas grand chose à voir avec tout ça. Ça du coup c'est des trucs qui ont été bloqués. Oui ça du coup on s'avance à la partie nord. Donc la partie nord on peut avancer par là. Éclairer ça sert à rien, ça change rien.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Ah oui c'est ça du coup ouais, c'est un mode impossible, ok. Une suggestion, moi, un de clair-obscur. Ok.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the...
Madame, I assure you, we are real
There is no reply. Just faint sweep.
Oh, elle va pas m'ouvrir, la grosse conne. Ouais, je sais bien qu'on doit se parler toi et moi, mais j'arrive pas à t'atteindre, ma pote. Il y a ça qui est compliqué. Elle, du coup, il y a toujours la conne ici, là. Enfin, pardon, excusez-moi.
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out, trying to snuff me out. Don't get fucking.
Okay, ça pour ça. Qu'est-ce qu'on a aussi? Du coup, on a eu ce truc qui donne plus un de suggestion, moins un de clair-obscur. Ça nous intéresse. Ça, il y a le mec là-haut, j'aimerais bien lui parler, ce fils up.
You see a young man
on peut lui parler comme
on
ça,
a balcony, nursing.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Merde, je pensais qu'il fallait forcément passer par la porte pour le rejoindre, my bad. Je veux savoir ce qui se passe ici.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay.
Ah
I just
ouais.
want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
Alright, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken
lui, il va
away?
falloir donc que je déplace le cadavre.
We will remove the body as soon as possible.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Mais déjà posé cette question, non?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
Un type bleu baraqué.
And
Hein?
when did you speak to this more...
Le mec qu'on a vu du coup, Georges Caboche, je sais pas quoi là.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
Ça va nous d'accord.
You didn't answer the question.
I had a friend over. It was my Sunday friend.
Mon ami du dimanche,
Makes
ok.
sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with He doesn't reply.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Ah oui, comme par hasard.
Martin Martinez. Good local name.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Oh, à 72%
Time to
inratable.
bring out
Fils
your
de pute!
secret charm. Tears
Mais
and
72%! C'est
Show him your
inratable!
emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go. Good luck with the investigation.
Mais non, mais putain! Mais ça parce que j'ai loupé mon lancer à 72! 72, frère! 72! Putain!
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's go check out the door near the pier again. Once...
La meuf ici veut nous parler ou pas? Hop là, flasher de ta grand-mère.
Good. What can I... On the contrary, officer. There are yet camioneers you have not talked to. And don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be strange if Wild Pines... I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, while dull or... These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say, within reason. Now look at you. You misery... You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Maybe. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not...
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate.
Voila, you're doing it.
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she...
That's a good sum. Not too small. Not fantastically large.
She removes...
Oh! Elle donne 130! 130, c'est exactement la somme qu'il me faut pour réparer ça.
Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot. Can you eat honor?
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, man. That...
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today? Why, yes I am. The boat?
The word it feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Okay. How about because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called why Dolores? Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Of course there are.
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Sur le caillou, okay.
We are. And this, I haven't...
Actually, it's for cross...
Neither is...
She's having a good time arguing.
Officer.
The crown, her nonchalance.
Good.
Et donc je vais pouvoir payer au moins les réparations. Ça c'est cool. Ah, du coup on fera ça quand on y retournera.
A sturdy... This could be a way into the apartment building.
Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks.
You're well versed in the kind of threatening legalese that implies criminal liability. But in fact...
I know my rights.
Miss! What did...
Hold your horse. I don't care about your stinking...
Ok, donc maintenant on a les clés de l'immeuble, parfait. En mettant un petit coup de pression, certes, mais au moins on a les clés. Le fumeur au balcon, du coup, pour passer derrière. Elle, je vais parler directement comme ça, du
The
coup.
streets will flow red once more. A great torrent
What?
rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait.
The streets will not flow red.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. Ask away, pigman. But I don't promise to...
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
Joyce, ouais.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the woman on the boat.
That is on her.
Whoa.
Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first name basis with her, are we?
Ah mais tout le monde déteste la police ici, c'est une folie ça.
The world. Pig's not half as dumb as he looks. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an area. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right word. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti? We rarely.
She wants it to be something true and total.
Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
I ain't no snitch, pig.
Pas une balance. Oh là là.
Go forth and forage.
Actually, there is a shortage of people.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy.
Cette fille dans le village de pêcheurs qui courait partout avec des gants d'égalité militaire.
If you haven't been there,
encore mis
the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time. Piggy, I have no idea. Watch your back.
Oh là là là, putain, trop de quêtes. Oui, gants de l'armure. Du village de pêcheurs en bas de la côte. C'est quelque chose pour des gants. La petite fille là-bas devant n'est plus là parce que du coup il est 21h passé. Est-ce que les gosses là-bas sont de nouveau là ou pas? Pas les gosses. Non, j'ai rien à y dire, je suppose.
Fuck does Kuno care?
C'est trop dur.
Kuno doesn't.
Tac.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the company. Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a all right. Maybe not. There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell.
Yes, hello. This is
here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
It's you.
Wait, is she...
Michelle, just... Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Wind blows into your microphone again, crackling.
Ever since I came to work,
Yeah.
as if my mind's been wiped clean. It's so nice. It's so...
And then it hits you. She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't. Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Her sound melts into the static. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going. You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the...
Ok, bon, on n'a pas eu beaucoup plus d'informations avec ça non plus. Alors, on va pouvoir continuer. Tac. Garde, du coup, c'est moi j'ai la thune.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly...
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money,
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Another thing. Great. Oh yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk. Dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes, not the whole... They come here in the evenings.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, okay? We don't. We have to wait.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or playing...
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding.
Yeah. The Union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something and now think they can...
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Yes.
Ok, donc ça c'est pas mal. On a pu avancer ça, on a moins pas pu du coup régler. Est-ce que...
This is the door to the room you read.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides...
Ah merde, je croyais que c'était à 22h. C'était avant 22h du coup. Sauf du coup, si c'est à 22h, ça me paraît forcé.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station called sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection.
When power calls you, you come.
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. The coalition government and the Morality. The RCM was formed, or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Moralinton leases us the right. I have a cigarette every night when I go over.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. Yes. It's been a long and eventful. The Moralist International they're a union of What do they believe in? Interesting question.
Something kind and yet something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
A historic figure? The Moral
It is more than that.
Yes, I did. When I was younger. In my 20s, I considered...
That's another leitmotif.
But the years have changed that. Do you? No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilante. Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez, most of them at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can. But we have some leads we can follow up. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
We're both doing our best under the circumstances. Just, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And those heels. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pop. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid. It's different inland. In Jam, it's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, we run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are. But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works.
Night. Captain Ptolemy Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. See rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks. And Precinct 41, with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. A kid on the corner. Wait, thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Garde automatique. De l'argent pour payer garde. Il faut 20 réals. Donc ça, donc soit on intériorise, soit on gagne de l'XP. Soit on gagne des points de talent. Pas facile du coup, hein, le fait d'avoir le choix entre les deux. À deux, mon pote.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be. You handle the chain cutters, told you that you needed those chain cutters. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. The window stands broken and you see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult to...
sombre, ok. Et du coup, est-ce que je peux aller dormir?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out, and finally, and then sleep.
Est-ce qu'il va y avoir une embrouille?
And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillow, it barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this couch. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images.
Hein? Ok. De pute.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. On the bad day. The one where you ask her. And then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human being? No, it's gone. Free. You found Elysium.
Oh, Elysium. Ah mais Disco Elysium. Avec la boule de disco. Elysium. Oh bordel.
Everything. The pile. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You're not coming back from shit. No, Harry. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time.
Stinky boy.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of... Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Waouh. 6h30 du matin. Pas mieux dormir que la veille. Oh bordel.
Good going, buddy. Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. It's just that you're... Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Suit yourself. Slow.
Ok. Ah, bon, du coup, je reviens 2 secondes la team, vite fait. Petite pause. Sacre la team. Ok, bon. Je pense que tant que j'ai rien à faire, je peux mettre ça comme ça. Regardez plutôt la pince, je pense que la pince peut-être à mode ou ça peut être plus utile pour 2-3 trucs. Non, parce qu'à chaque fois du coup je dois switch d'item.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still nothing.
Oh, la danseuse elle répond pas, c'est bizarre. Ah! Les fils de pute. Ok, donc on va avoir beaucoup plus d'informations. Et on a à peu près la suite de quête. C'est à toi mon pote.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it. I mean, ungoverned men who drink beer for breakfast? That would just escalate. In fact, even the dead. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right...
Good. A power move. Purpose, but aren't you curious?
They're in no hurry to leave.
Non, on va aller voir directement ce sera fait. Salut, petite dame.
Just a moment, and they're
close.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping the union office probably has a phone. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday. I was also hoping
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover. You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot. That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys.
That's just it. This is... you have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. Oh, sweetie, Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life, and I doubt it.
Do it. Find him. Yes, please. Some science fiction is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel. Oh,
it's a...
That's...
My apologies.
It's not searching...
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own. You're an enthusiastic...
We don't have time for creep...
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin. We'll be celebrating our 6th...
You can't. It's always a challenge.
Oh.
The lieutenant...
One other thing. We hit it.
She's skipping over...
I hope I've been useful.
Oh, putain.
Oh, sweetie.
The lieutenant gives you a side...
Well?
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interest.
Where other fadsmen, hence its name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up-ins.
It's not...
There's a hint of defense.
It's simply elusive. Well, some teenagers making out in the reed saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local... Of course, most fadsmen sightings turn out to be false alarms, but they're descriptive. Not at all. Oh, I doubt it. No one get... Oh, dear. Morel can explain it all much better.
Ah, mais j'ai le OMG à 83%. C'est quoi ça, frère?
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. Who told you that? Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's... If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Parce que le problème, c'est que du coup, si je trouve pas 20 balles avant ce soir, ça va être compliqué. Et là, du coup, maintenant, tout est ouvert. Elle, c'est la jardinière, là.
This. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise... Yes, extreme. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
L'homme à sa droite.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong...
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is...
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you...
This is where you say your bit.
Okay.
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately.
Detective.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts
D'être en dépit de bon sens.
maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
Bizarre l'ambiance, bizarre cette réponse.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get right.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
Ouais.
You might want to start asking your questions now.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Bah ouais, parce qu'il est mort.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor? Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That goddamn ride,
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Oui, bah, ça, pas obligé, hein.
Who do you think we
Vous nous
are?
prenez pour qui?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
J'ai 4 par jour. Ok.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow.
De vache épice.
The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach you anything?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school. This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus.
We overpowered him. Dragged his unconscious body to the tree.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Right fucking here. The fucker pranced in here like he owns the place.
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think?
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Est-ce que j'ai un truc pour le sang-froid? Et 58%.
Actually,
Fils de pute!
Surprise. Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting.
Like what, copper?
Are you deaf? They will be. Do you think you...
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Who do you fucking...
He's so sure it's him. But it's not that simple. There's someone above him, or beside him, sharing the leadership. Hard to say who.
On est tellement persuadé, mais ce n'est pas si évident. Il y a quelqu'un au-dessus ou à ses côtés avec qui il mène la barque. Difficile de savoir de qui il s'agit.
The sweaty man turns red. He wasn't calling.
It's not the... I think you got your answer.
Yes, there are some admin...
How many people have...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life. Oh.
So he's clearly been in solitary confinement. And that...
So he's hanging a man, slowly.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The
Départ
experienced
spécial orangeuse.
kind,
Ah ouais,
too.
à Kohoy et dans les
Cohorn
Séménines.
and Semenine.
Ça se voyait à sa
A live
tronche.
grenade, right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that.
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm R&E's goddamn special
Really?
Ah ouais.
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some R&E's paratrooper song.
We couldn't believe it either. But he...
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed
ouais.
workers, threatened to kill...
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't...
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs. Stop. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets...
Aren't you fucking listening?
Yeah. Me and Eugene got her out.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez
Ah ouais.
matter. I'm not...
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
Titus, do not answer.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If some...
What you need is to...
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny.
It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything I...
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking... No. I's here. You got business.
He understood what you were doing. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling.
Yeah. You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Yes. Falling out of line to please him. This...
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Use it to take a dig at his friend.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
This one knows how to keep things going. He's a hothead, but not...
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this.
Fucking say something already!
Ouf. Ok. Ah, du coup, beaucoup de fils de pute. C'est pour faire preuve d'autorité. Ok, si on sortait un peu. Oui, il y a un marchand qu'on n'a pas encore vu à Skip.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye. Do something important? Something even at a standstill. Someone has waxed it recently.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look? Yes.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some... It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
We are not going to, though. Because this is 100 and...
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2. Supercharged.
Saying these words.
C'est ce que du coup on est passé par là, on allait voir les vieux, on n'est pas descendu tout droit en fait. Je suis bête moi.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. The name Sileng is embroidered over his...
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool. Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricots...
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur?
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. I don't like drugs either. That's even cooler. You investigating narcotics crimes like that?
Yeah.
But I am not a... Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. No! That's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing nothing. I told you.
Dieu, j'évite de me mêler à ces gens-là.
Crowd, you know.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get...
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know. Maybe. If she is...
It could be. She was strange.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now?
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or...
All of them. Even the ones who've left. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a...
Advanced race theory.
Yeah.
Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
On est voir George Caboche, idéalement. 1 minute pour lui, ok.
There's a pile of cheap...
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest style.
These are all... Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct...
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV...
No luck.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes.
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Jamais vu derealization. Jamais vu, the opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This...
Ok, mystère et trafic. La conductrice, du coup, on l'a déjà vu plusieurs fois en fait.
There are clothes in...
Don't be shy.
You find your hands deep.
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand.
No good. All you can come up with are some treated...
No luck? Why not take another look, officer? Keep supporting the economy.
Les ça, 72% que j'arrive pas à faire comme c'est vraiment une singerie quoi.
A pair of found...
Those sneakers...
Only? That's fun ultra. These once respectable speakers have been conquered.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are... These, officer? These speakers are... No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi social... No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you. I've got the best on... Well, if... But see... They are the pedal. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the...
Damn. So you have to buy the sneakers first. Hey. Psst. Psst. Hey. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building... Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has love. So, what about you keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25. Funky style, very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the... Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now.
J'ai pas de points débloqués. Aussi dans 35 minutes, ok. Ça c'est une lettre que j'avais vue. Donc attendez, faut que j'aille voir Joyce. J'ai aussi la clé de l'arrière-salle, l'arrière-cour, pardon. Si je peux pas aller sur la droite. Si je descends en bas, il se passe quoi? Qu'est-ce qu'on a? Ok, une petite trousse de soins. Ok, petite vitesse qui donne plus en électrochimie, en affinité mécanique. Je vais mettre ça pour l'instant. Un plus style élégant, on va dire. Le mec qui fait tout au style. Wesh! C'est quoi ça?
boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic. This is you. Golden orange. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found is the Harmon Welshie W2. If police work means playing tapes.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the red. Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it to win her back.
Avec les affinités mécaniques ici que j'ai là.
You see road, try to find something pretty.
70% c'est inratable.
Why? What's this?
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. The headless phone rider. It's an 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky?
That was a very smooth salesman's. This set of soldiers.
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
They're not all blue. These figurines also with.
Which one? Ah.
They're not all.
This is what the.
Which one?
Big men.
Franco Age.
A long, long time ago. Yes, this sounds. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Yes.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. The light. This would make quite a statement in your living.
It was.
We are not. You have to admit it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. The light.
The light has been.
The most important.
Okay, that checks out.
It's not often. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself.
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here.
Dans les coins des voyageurs, des gens à la recherche du
Locals,
bonheur,
travelers, people looking for a
qui
deal.
s'ennuient à mourir.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Tous les goûts. Parfait et futile attiré cautionnisme.
It keeps me entertained. Let me have a look. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Another time, perhaps.
Chimie, ouais, mais je pense qu'à 28, ça va être un peu dur quand même.
I doubt it, but I can try and I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad. The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a ask around the harbour.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colours.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you
Putain, j'ai mis l'arme sur gage pour pouvoir acheter
This is a
l'alcool.
pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert. With Kim here too. That just...
You were adamant about getting rid of... And I don't like keeping guns around.
He's not telling you the whole story.
You weren't quiet. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your... When I said...
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
No apologies necessary, officer. She didn't seem like a policeman.
Elle n'avait pas être.
Although she kept referring to herself as a
La
pig.
poularde.
Which was odd. Truth be told, she...
Right, so, let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around...
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the fort.
My apologies, officer.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You just have...
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
C'est vraiment un prêteur sur gage. Oh putain de merde, je lui ai vendu mon arme. Oh FF. En vrai, est-ce que je dois continuer par là ou pas? Il y a des câbles. Je peux pas réparer les
A
câbles.
couple of This panel usually closes. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against. Nothing happens. Nothing happened. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Good morning to you, officer.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tired...
The words, "Daredevil driver," sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish
Marché au
market,
poisson abandonné, une drôle
a
d'église.
bizarre...
Ouais, ça,
yeah,
c'est ce qu'on a
not
vu.
really much else. It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right. Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the... It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work.
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the third day.
Yeah, ouais.
The 15th Indo tribe.
Pourquoi déjà?
Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses.
Je dis scène, c'est marqué que c'est un orbe vert.
Remain.
Ah ouais. Pas avancer, ce qu'il disait, c'est qu'on pourra y aller seulement le mercredi. Ça derrière le camion, on a déjà vu. Ok. Donc vous allez voir la vieille parce que c'est notre meilleure piste pour savoir du coup si c'est elle qui vend la drogue ou pas. Après avoir vu la vieille, il nous faudra voir du coup le mec raciste là, qui est au-dessus, pour lui parler de la théorie du racisme, je sais pas quoi. Suite à quoi on doit avoir Joyce du coup, pour lui parler du coup de notre des souvenirs qu'on a pu avoir.
Huh? What is it? Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. How should I know? Do I look like I spent the big ones in the middle?
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air.
Because they can no longer sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches like a sleep kick.
She's just a...
So he doesn't think she's the lady.
You hear that, Loman? A Peldrin.
Ok, donc là, ouais, le frérot il m'aide, au cas où si j'ai des doutes. On va retourner là-bas, on va retourner chez lui. Hein. On va remonter, c'est les 4 seuls conducteurs que je peux voir.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
J'ai pas une thème conceptualisation. J'ai un jump plus 1. Ok.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part. Not trickery.
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a...
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did...
We can't just let it go.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it?
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is...
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me too. That she's had a violent...
Did this violent life include drug...
Well... It looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
He's right. There are other options. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick...
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty...
Whoa. What else? Silent communion. That's good. Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself. Fucking hey. Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities. It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real tech. I get you.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember that. Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. In short, have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the, of course not. It's autism. Boxed, yes. You seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're to bravo.
C'est parce que je n'ai rien à battre de ça. Ok, donc là, si je fais ça. Ah non, il écrit nique la police. Bon, bah, l'air de dire top ambiance, quoi. Oh, mon pote le raciste.
Hello, compatriote. You have something... I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his... I don't think you're as down with our fight as you'd like. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Rivachel West. You don't run, Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. It looks like the lieutenant has a plan.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Il avait mis une clope, mais ses mains tremblent, il s'arrête au milieu de sa phrase.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely... I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to...
Clair-obscur, j'en ai un truc de clair-obscur, non? C'est du moins un clair-obscur. 58% de chance. Oh, pitié.
Hello,
monsieur.
compatriote. You have something to discuss.
Men like this only respect two things. Strength and...
Fuck you, I told you.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like...
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he said...
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck...
A small temple by the monument. Green.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Tempo vert. C'est du monument le tempo vert. Ah ça.
This screen found a...
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Attends, mais tranquille, j'équipe le pied de biche.
This screen found A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the This screen found A to Z, pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in.
It went better than I expected. Open it.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin in a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of Petit Férique from last Wednesday. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain
the Uland frequency system. I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is... These are movie posters featuring starlets from long forgot. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed.
Strange. There are so many radio stations out there. Must be over 100 at least. Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a diode.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes. Some dead looks like...
Strange. For contact looks like we are deep.
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attack. The smell of 1,000... You close the rusty...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Okay.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point... I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Uland frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But my suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the map. As elegant as they are, I don't think... Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Debrief over.
Okay, donc idéalement, il fallait voir Joyce aussi, idéalement. Du coup, avec ça, on peut faire une suggestion aussi. Esprit du corps, cours intérieur. Je vais faire de la mise en scène en fait. J'ai gagné de l'électrochimie avec ça. Électrochimie, c'est encore. Ouais, je peux gagner pas mal d'électrochimie. Ouais, juste avant d'aller voir ça, on va remonter voir l'autre Zozio là-haut. Fermer l'écluse mercredi. Ouais. Ça dessus, y a pas de souci. Quelque chose d'autre à me dire, lui.
When a bunch beats me. There's something odd in the way he can. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasant. He silences the answer.
On va voir le raciste. C'est mon pote le raciste, ça va?
The unpromising race pupil returns. I am the hard. Now leave me be. And... Look, babe. The rich man has humiliated and emasculated this couple. He can only think in base matter.
Rich man really fucked him over.
His rage is already impotent, class warrior. I take pity on you. You... The unpromising race pupil returns.
How did this happen? Your little fist is...
You must be out of your mind.
Your fist cracks.
The words to the song have changed. Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk. Let's think of something.
No. You should do it again.
Est-ce que là je peux pas genre réinitialiser? Y'a pas un truc genre réinitialiser? Pas le truc réinitialiser. J'avais jamais avoir vu l'élément réinitialisé, mais bon c'est pas grave. Ça j'ai rien pour la force en soi, non c'est rien pour la force, c'est juste du bonne chance maintenant. Et lui du coup il va peut-être pouvoir m'expliquer 2-3 trucs en bas. C'est pour ça la strat que je voulais faire, ça je vous ai pas dit. Aram, non Flo, il y aura pas d'Aram frère. Il n'y aura pas d'armes, c'est bonne chance, pas de penser tout. Pas parce que t'es vieille et puis tu vas faire le malin, Flo.
This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
Et bah top l'ambiance. Là-bas ça ne sert à rien, ça va pas m'apporter grand chose. Là-haut c'est la porte, il y a les jeunes là-bas. Je crois qu'il faut aller voir Joyce, hein. Faut aller voir Joyce, on a la clé. Il était pas là avant lui. Rien à foutre de cette crevure. Salut toi. Ah ouais. Une petite pote.
Hello again, sir. I do my studies at home at the moment. Mum says it's
There is stress and unease.
Mum says it's
Behind her, the window has been
cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir. Nothing really, sir. Maybe I can tell you about crime fiction. Is it,
Crime is what?
It's exciting. You don't look much. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Don't say that. He's not even real. You're real. We can talk about something else if you want. Something nicer. It's the type of book. Or there could be a story about... I don't... yes.
What you clearly have issues you need to address.
It happened. Those are unhappy books for most of the page. Maybe some about other books.
Bon, ça ne dit pas grand chose la petite malheureusement. Pas grand chose qui permettrait de faire avancer l'enquête ou quoi que ce soit. Allons voir la riche. Allons voir la riche au nord. Maintenant qu'on a à peu près une grosse indication du coup sur les trafiquants de drogue. Elle va peut-être pouvoir nous aider sur la suite. Ah bah il y a la meuf qui nous appelle le poulet. Hop là, on descend la côte. Salut ma pote, ça va tranquille?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Until you come up with something at that intersection.
She simply nods.
Je devais lui parler normalement.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
What is all of this?
What world? The only one.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water, forest-covered surfaces, clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen them all. There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelago Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it a term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesque petro-fascists. Let's. I am, after all, bourgeois and female. Hardly the perfect ambassador for the world.
Esprit de corps. Est-ce que j'ai des trucs pour genre... Esprit de corps.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Esprit de corps. Est-ce que j'ai un truc, suggestion, rhétorique, suggestion, non c'est ça. Et esprit de corps, j'ai déjà un plus un. 58%, c'est inratable.
Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
58%, inratable. Fils de pute!
By this, something close.
A bird? Svenis? Ah, or two. A pre-revolution. This one, mostly splat, splat.
Ah ouais.
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of... Yes. She prefers a fantasy world. An infracult. I can't. All right. What next? Glad to have been of assistance. Everything. Right up to, first, you'd have good luck.
What the man? You'd be shooting yourself.
But I am derailing us. You want... I believe the...
And how are the talks going?
They're not. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. Oh. So you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his...
My colleague has his...
Of course. Let's say...
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in...
This isn't the first time the union has gone on...
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical... Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers. Of course not. Evrat is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Evrat does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes... It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect organised labour at its best, as they say. Then some...
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Why do you think so? Ha! A real man of the left. What else can I tell you about? I'm glad you asked.
Disappeared?
Votre messe syndicale a disparu.
On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
The scab, if they were...
It's implied.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, it's quite simple. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. That may well... I'm not sure. And now...
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me man."
This checks out.
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of staff. Yes.
Sounds like usual aggression.
Of course. How else can I help? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Là, on va théoriser ça, voilà.
Yes, and...
She's trying to conceal her excitement. But the slight glimmer, the lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale...
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor. They were dispatched...
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried... Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese. They wear ceramic armor, have semi...
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to... He was taken out behind the whirling in rags. And nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders. For now, it's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once...
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately... If you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force...
They would have to project strength.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not these men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleaks. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were...
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort...
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, supramundi, sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that if you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group like Crenel. I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit.
The lieutenant consults his notebook. His eye.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics. Either way,
Ah mais ça on avait déjà vu ça, ce qu'on a vu du coup avec les connards du syndicat dans le restaurant en fait.
A group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel?
If you mean did I see him alive, yes.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But she had...
Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among... Lely, his service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. He was 40.
Quarantaine, cinquantaine, okay.
It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw.
What else? Nationality?
He was Occidental, I think.
Okay.
Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes.
Sauvages du ghetto.
Ghetto savages. It will not...
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans, he's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping...
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case...
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an...
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their...
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this...
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days. No, I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
Alors, s'il peut pas les tatouages.
Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her... She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oranese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. His platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think
We will be careful, ma'am.
The sailors...
Where is he now?
That is precisely what the sailors... Quite a few.
What next?
Then he made his Revachol.
The old world.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can...
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks. Laconic remarks. In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one.
That makes sense to me.
For all the boys looking for it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. Oh, yeah, like a horse. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked too. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is a little. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rule. You didn't log that in as a... Oh, yeah. You... Sure. Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? That's right. Every time. 98% of all your money. What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street. Here you go, hustler. Fight.
Ok, donc je vais avoir une réflexion sur les taxes. Sur les taxations, ça va être cool ça. Pas encore la déverrouiller. Tac. Moins 2 en empathie pour l'instant et ça dure 1h45. Ça en fait les réflexions sont bonnes mais du coup ça va me coûter des points en fait. Waouh, par contre le nombre de réflexions qu'il y a. Je sais pas trop quoi mettre hein. Un truc à voir avec ça? Non. Oui là-bas on n'a pas les clés, non les clés c'est de l'autre côté qu'on a. Ah non c'est ce qu'elle là. Salut ma bonne dame.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Fine.
You're still worried.
Now, what do you want from me?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin.
Oops. You really...
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's all...
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio.
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's used...
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than... She leaves an old...
She mumbles some...
It's barely bigger.
Moi je tiens à terroriser un maximum de trucs. C'est pas folichon pour l'instant mais bon. je vais mettre ma lampe torche.
What happened here? It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of... Indeed.
Bah écoute, c'est gratos, hein. Récupérer 1 de vie, ça nous a coûté la vie gratos. Hop là, on prend aussi.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is big.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, no reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deep. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Parce que j'ai pas envie de rentrer dans l'appartement des gens comme ça, j'ai peur que ça me fasse une mauvaise réputation. Mais bon, en même temps, du coup, vu la gueule du truc...
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk... What are you doing?
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, detective.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
The shackle...
After you, detective.
Ah oui.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with...
The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a... He's known as the father of scientific communism. Whoever lives... There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution.
Peut-être faire ça et fermer la porte quand même, faire genre, il s'est rien passé.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled. The star and even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retain to symbolize the top. Also, the wreath of because white is the gone. Gone is the glory.
Oh. Il y a un peu de morale là. Donc cette boîte est remplie de produits de nettoyage à soins lessive. Oui, donc là c'est bon, là je commence à avoir des vrais vêtements qui peuvent m'aider. Parce que là, du coup, ok, là, du coup, il y a différentes portes. Oh, c'est quoi ça? Est-ce que je peux aller là? Je peux pas aller au-dessus non plus? Pour l'instant, il n'y a rien à voir, hein? C'est porte de l'appartement numéro 30. Là, numéro 28.
This door is made of metal, number 28.
Let's see if anyone's home.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him. We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tonight at 9 p.m., right here, apartment number 20.
Très bien, on y va, on continue comme ça. Tac. Tac, on a fait un balcon. Maintenant qu'on fasse le deuxième balcon. Le balcon, on va voir du coup la meuf qui peint là. La Cindy, je sais pas quoi. Yo, ma pote. T'as pas qu'on est en face de toi.
The piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are. Yeah.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty...
The lieutenant is hatred. The woman...
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on a first-name basis with her, are we? Have you got a...
Ok, bon, Cindy nous a pas apporté quelque chose de vraiment intéressant. Ok, là on peut re-rentrer. Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette salle? Il dort là? Ok, y'a quoi là-dedans? Ok, jean de l'ouvrier, et d'autres. 4,32 $! Ouah, ça vit, hein! On a pour de l'électrochimie potentiellement. Mais c'est déjà ce qu'on a. Sur oui, je peux vraiment pas rentrer. Je peux pas rentrer. Bon bah cool. Donc on a fait tout ça. Donc là du coup Joyce nous a expliqué que du coup il y avait les deux indiques qui étaient avec elle. Sauf que les indiques faut arriver à les voir sans trop se faire attirer.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Cette utilisation ça vaut cher en termes de points. Parler. Pourquoi c'est blanc? Pas pour continuer. Je vois comme réflexion qui arrive, j'en ai que deux. Enfin, j'en ai que deux. Une qui prenait temps restant 1h27, 1h56, ok. Ça, donc il y a le fumeur à aller voir passer 21h. On a le fumeur à aller voir, le libraire, je suis pas l'impression qu'il y avait une serveur grand chose à libraire. Toujours une mine déconfite, mais bon. Est-ce que Kuno peut nous aider à faire quelque chose? Quelque chose à faire là?
An old call.
Ah, il y a la meuf qui fume au balcon. Putain, mais c'est elle la danseuse. Qu'on lui reparle.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno?
It's always Kuno, never I.
Shoot that shit at Kuno? Yeah? The kingdom? Dunno. Keep that guy. Yeah, that's what. Look it up in the. The fuck does this have to do with the? Yeah, whatever. The fuck about it. Your test. Get lost. Kuno doesn't.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
La projection analytique. Qu'est-ce que j'ai en projection analytique? J'ai aucun point pour l'instant. Bon, 58% pour que ça passe.
Left by work boots. Anywhere. Wow. Still not doing it. You're bad at this. Maybe you keep failing because you suck.
J'ai un bonus de réflexion moins 2, putain. J'ai dû l'attendre.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material eaten up.
Perception, je suis pas sûr que je vais avoir des trucs. Non, je crois que j'ai rien.
An inconspicuous
si
pile,
je vais sur 28%,
because it's
ça me
not no. There's more to this. You get this strange. Hard to say. It's...
On d'aller sur les toits et tout ça, mais je peux pas encore y aller. Les mecs nous ont tout dit là-bas derrière, nous ont tout révélé. J'ai. Putain, le. On sait qu'il était forêt, ça me casse les couilles.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Ça pue, ça de dire ça, non? Yo, je vais juste passer un petit coucou, donc je vais te laisser, bon stream. Merci à toi, Max, en tout cas, d'être passé, hein. C'est plus important, mon gars. C'est gentil à toi. En tout cas, j'espère que t'as passé une bonne journée, mon ref.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the...
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
So are the local gangs. The fucking barn...
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Send back to my...
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you...
No, they're not. We got weapons of our own. We got Ester 50s. Zila...
That thing has 7 barrels. 1 trigger. You do the math.
Big fucking... What do you mean? Okay. No, they won't.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that.
All he means is that the situation...
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Ouais, cette cinématique tout le temps là aussi long. Je crois qu'autorité... Non, autorité, je crois justement j'en perds des points d'autorité, non? Je perds des points d'autorité avec ça. C'est quelque chose qui m'intéresse. Elle est incroyable, hein, t'as vu?
I've got nothing to say to you.
Bon, du coup on doit retourner, on doit aller voir du coup les troufions, je sais pas quoi. Les troufions, c'est de parler au chef qui était là, parce qu'en soi le chef c'est vrai que c'est le seul qui m'a pas trop parlé en soi. Je crois que Maniana il avait quelque chose à nous dire aussi.
I guess getting past the man ain't that simple after murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. Probably not. You know.
He's a chat.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure. Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't fucking bug. How about you fuck off now?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The man's breathing steadies, but his eye...
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going.
Ah ouais, mais du coup, qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Je dois retrouver le mec qui arrive à nous avoir sur un toit, mais... Je sais pas comment faire pour y accéder, quoi. C'est bien ça le souci. Parce que là, du coup, sinon, on aurait... Vous avez une minute.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Still better than me, I guess. It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
The man taps his fingers. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Tu vas chercher, peut-être que c'est quelque chose. J'ai pas fini sur se renseigner sur la réalité? Ok. Pétrir un passage secret. Vous allez peut-être tomber dessus plus tard, les miracles ça existera passé à boule perdue. Accédez au port et demandez l'aide d'Evrard Claire. Trouvez Morel le cryptologue. Du sud-ouest à traverser le canal. Parce que le canal c'est pas avant demain. Partie, pas d'autoriser aussi à bande.
This is Precinct 50. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 50. Just a sec. Sylvie, yes. Oh, great.
You hear...
Anything else I can... 57.
In the cabin, you see...
C'est pas là au vieux, mais ça sert pas à grand chose, quoi. C'est...
I have really... Yes, René. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But no. Then help. I will. Respect. I'm not. Of course. Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know... No, I'm sorry, officer. I don't... Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I thought this boy's human study...
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only...
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns. There he stands, proud, rigid.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like, not in the technical...
Of course he's not a member. I hate this socialist rabble.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally,
He needs some.
Avec les mots comme ils disent les gens.
Nothing official.
Bien sûr,
I
juste des
assure
articles
you.
de gens aussi
Well, he
Martinez.
tells his little...
No, thank you. I'm sorry.
The only one you have.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have hot. Sure, officer. No.
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
Au sud, au sud, au sud, au sud, j'ai trouvé. Hein. Il peut me donner quelque chose du coup?
Everything's still cool here, officer. The shine on these sunglasses.
Pas trop où aller là, c'est un peu problématique quand même. Là-dessus, ouais. Il y a ça du coup qui doit bien se passer, les réflexions, mais après ça...
The worn and beaten...
You can revisit the bench, if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi...
Non, du coup, il sera pas avec nous.
The dented yellow mailbox.
Je peux aller là-bas et puis voir pour la porte, même ça sert à rien. Hein. Je peux voir non plus les cartes.
The door is closed. Still, the lieutenant, he doesn't like where this is going.
C'est pas qui aime pas ça, mais bon, genre, il y a le même disco là en haut. Meuf, il y a la danseuse là, presque, je sais pas comment faire pour y accéder quoi. Je la vois là. Impossible quoi, je peux rien y faire quoi. L'autre qu'on doit attendre de revenir le voir à 21h. La Joyce. Sur le cadavre là, mais cadavre là du coup.
The man before you is...
Je sais pas quoi en faire. Perception là-bas ça ne sert à rien, je peux rien y faire pour l'instant. Je sais pas trop quoi faire. TBH. Pas de discussion à la con avec les villageois, mais sinon.
Hello again, sir.
You see a set of tattered...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it...
Hello again, esteemed officer. Cursed? Goodness, you were already doing good. Browse, everything is on the shelves.
She smiles and nods.
Hello again, esteemed...
J'ai vu l'appartement que je l'avais jamais vu avant. Là-bas, c'est Voici tout ça, quoi.
Hello again, officers. Have you...
Oh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. It doesn't have to do anything, or does anyone? And yes, shoot, Piggy.
It's what you do, isn't it? I ain't no...
Actually...
We weren't part...
The lieutenant is hatred, the woman.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on a first name. It's where they grow hers. Like, have you got a crush on her? Can't you? I haven't read this place. I thought I'd... Yeah? Lying is cool.
Je sais pas trop quoi faire là. Hein.
Trying to sneak.
Yes?
Pas de truc de logique en soi.
Yes?
Because you're the best qualified.
Oh!
No, that doesn't... You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
Me? I don't see how my... that's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant, but this isn't an old school case.
So what? For real detective?
The lieutenant, that's where his... We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Ah mais la logique, frère, j'avais tout. 72% de chance. Rien, j'ai déjà tout fait dans l'immeuble là. La partie sud, j'ai passé le pont. C'est comme ça, du coup, j'aurais pas de thune pour ce soir.
The worn map feature your finger finally.
For more detail.
It's the ledger you found. It takes about half. A.K.A. Leslie. The only way for Leslie to... You would... Can you keep yourself off threatening? It's plain to see from the files that... No. He must have... In the... He can't get... Which is also why the officer... It would be very interesting. That's all you got. Who knows? Don't worry. One day you may still catch... Not much has changed. Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those financial oversight committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Rivasholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Okay.
Mazovians.
Un peu des poids de talent pour ça. Ouais, mais j'ai perdu tellement de trucs en fait.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
On va voir Maniana, mais je crois qu'il sert à rien.
Hold on, Wandering Man.
The unpromising race pupil returns. The unpromising race pupil returns.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his... The man is reeling, gasping for air. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Oh God, wrong move. Your head is in...
You know the words. I am... It must be neurodegenerative. You never...
Oh putain, si j'avais su... Parce que dans tous les cas, peu importe ce que je refasse, en fait, il me faut un stock, non? Vu que j'ai que 42% de chance. J'ai déjà eu de la chance, du coup, de pouvoir le faire. Il y a vraiment du magnésium et tout ça, non? Si je me trompe pas là-bas.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better. Okay, here. Okay, here.
Je vais aller là-bas et bonne chance, hein. Du coup, il y a ça, je peux pas lui mettre un pied retourné non plus. Est-ce que je peux?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Just like that, instinct took over. The man is reeling, gasping for... All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on them. The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he's still as you slam your fist.
Looks like you're the new measurehead.
Her voice is surprisingly...
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go.
The man is still.
Là, du coup, ça se trouve, est-ce que lui a un caddie avec je vais
Knocked him out good. It's that really cool flying Desperados. So, what's on your mind this time?
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Let's talk about our right to work.
Du coup, j'appuie sur le bouton, il se passe quoi? Ouais. Ouais, à quoi ça sert, monsieur l'arbitre?
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic. True, I said nothing about...
He means very little.
There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venerate racist. I am not like them. You exhibit forward projection. You do not wish to be judged, because...
I think this...
That will be the...
That...
These cops are just
I am the heart. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate. There is nothing I cannot post.
Ils ont du pain, non, ça devrait donner des trucs. Ok, c'est pas grave. C'est pas grave, c'est pas grave. Je pensais que ça allait m'avancer dans pas mal de trucs, ça, mais pas du tout au final.
Hola, Wandering Man.
Non, je vais vers le port, quoi.
Right to work! Right to work! We were promised work. We'd be in. Main gate's locked, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or... Yeah, I saw your ballerina moves up there.
Yeah, cut them off.
Why don't you...
It would be better.
No!
He seems to be following his orders well enough for now. But beneath it, do not be fooled by the programming. There is a precarious balance inside him, keeping him in check.
Hell no.
The man's breathing.
J'ai pas compris, j'ai ouvert la porte, genre. J'ai appuyé sur le bouton, genre pourquoi ça fait rien?
A lorry stuck in the traffic. The windows are clear.
Je comprends pas du tout pourquoi ça ne fait rien la team, honnêtement.
old monument.
Hello, compatriote.
Je comprends pas. Je comprends pas ce qu'il faut que je fasse en plus. Genre
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice you at first. Oh my. What happened to the water lock? Well, whatever the cause.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if you're investing, and if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at... Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
There's really no point in manipulating.
Oh,
One cryptid, not a couple.
He nods. Ooh, tough choice there.
The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, yes. It was for a couple of... It's still...
If the body...
Alas, instead...
Alas. Always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
I understand your
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one. I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have...
Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. Of course there were honor points. Did you think, oh, you are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest? Yes, even among honor comes from you need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the R. Most dishonorable. You brought much.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting...
Parce que du coup je n'ai même pas 20 balles. Il va toujours me dire.
The man ponders his cooking utensils. He looks up at you. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. You see a heavy... The cobalt blue surface feels rough. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years. The door does not. The door does not. The door does not.
Franchement, je sais pas, j'ai du mal à comprendre ce que je dois faire maintenant. Pas d'autorité, après parce que l'autorité, j'ai pas d'autorité quoi pour l'instant. Autorité plus 1 du coup. Avec ça du coup j'ai déjà autorité moins 1. Ça aussi. C'est vrai que je pourrais aussi le virer, mais je peux pas le virer en fait. Je récupère des points de talent. Et pour récupérer des points de talent, malheureusement, c'est pas facile. Tiens, du coup, si je vais là-bas.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking... No.
He understood. Now...
Yeah.
Yes.
Relax, Danny.
You...
Yeah, Danny. Let Danny say...
This one...
Yeah.
Easy, Phil.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here. It could be incriminating.
7% de chance, c'est tellement faible que genre vraiment je... Bon. Je ne peux pas comprendre ce que je dois faire. Danseuse là-haut, je veux la voir.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing.
Il est tout qui ouais quoi. Un peu des activités mécaniques. On va récupérer tout ça. Hein. Je crois que du coup, attends qu'on soit d'accord. Ces trucs sont en blanc. Tout ce que je peux faire, ça, je peux voir le miroir au pire, je suis pas sûr que ça va pour quelque chose, mais bon.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches the north coast of to the east, Huron. It's so no. This large ozone in the northeast. You can lost little the ocean connections you have lit. Perhaps they are.
I'm sorry, officer. They're quite valuable, though they might not look. Yes, yes. Are you interested? I'm sorry. They're quite that old thing from when some. They didn't get that far, for some reason.
Je peux le refaire du coup.
The plaque on the shelf reads.
I would say a very The book is also very certainly.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something Vous
pouvez pas du coup faire le truc? Est-ce que c'est en blanc du coup justement je peux plus les faire? Non parce que miroir je peux toujours le faire techniquement. C'est vrai qu'en termes d'électrochimie je crois que j'ai récupéré 2-3 trucs.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper.
Chewing gum et bon voilà quoi.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a bitter until a blossom of skin feels so. Yes, the sun set, there is a movement. Why are you talking?
C'est compliqué tout ça du coup, parce que j'ai ça, j'ai le truc du parfum, mais... L'action à 5h et 5 minutes, c'est pour ça du coup je peux plus le faire.
Several the maps look...
Moi c'est juste voler celle que j'ai déjà, au final je peux pas juste pas améliorer mon truc, mais... Putain, en électrochimie, j'ai pas les des fous de base non plus. Hein. Je suis un peu perdu, je ne sais vraiment pas quoi faire, quoi. Je peux aller sur le balcon, je peux aller voir le miroir si possible, mais sinon, hormis ça, qu'est-ce que je peux faire d'autre? Je sais pas trop, je sais pas du tout ce que je peux faire d'autre, quoi.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray. Like, who knows how very...
The idea...
Like a cat, or you could not do that. No one is making you. Good. And when you're done, plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in it. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks...
Oh, encyclopédie, je suis si bas, non, je suis pas si bas en encyclopédie. Je suis à 3.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall, like the rest of you. The fan stands. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. The air in the room...
Moyen de monter, mais elle, la meuf disco, elle a moyen de monter, ou à moins qu'elle passe par le passage secret, mais du coup, le passage secret, je n'ai aucune idée de comment faire.
The door is closed.
Ouais, je vais pas refrapper parce que si on frappe, ça va être la crise. Ce serait pas mal d'y aller là-haut, quoi. Mais putain, mais comment je peux faire?
The trash container. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Vraiment pas quoi faire, hein.
An old call box with a matrix silence.
Sauf faut attendre 21h, mais comment attendre 21h? Après, je pourrais pas dormir, quoi. J'ai peut-être déjà vu un paquet clope quelque part, mais en même temps, ici, là...
The door is this door can only be opened.
On va d'enlever les bottes, mais je vais pas enlever les bottes, du coup, on arrache tout son corps, quoi. Ça, c'est pas le bon plan, quoi. C'est assez nul, là, je vois pas trop ce que je peux faire. Une sorte de sniper du coup qui a les yeux sur le port et qui me voit travailler. Aucune idée de là où il peut être. Il n'y a plus le mec là-bas. Comment ça se fait qu'il n'y ait plus le mec? Ah, le panneau est tombé, ça je veux bien entendre, mais c'est tout quoi.
A crumpled the sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open, and thus out of order. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very...
Direction analytique.
A crumpled the sign billboard has fallen on the water. Just some tasteless advertising at the...
Fais chier.
A rusting control. This panel usually closes the wall. You pull, nothing happened. A spring breeze. Wasn't there a sign?
shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer.
No luck.
Oh!
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem.
Abort.
Damn!
It's going...
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
Vraiment. D'électrochimie en difficile. Écoute, on va se faire des lancers, hein. Je crois bien tout simplement. Hein.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Okay. He definitely, looking at it, a guarded man like him.
Putain, ça fera de 72%, mais des 42%, ça veut pas réussir. Hein. Putain. Casse les couilles, ça, ce jeu. Ah, ok. Ça, du coup, on n'a pas pu le faire. Habillé en vrac, sans froid, mais sans froid, j'ai rien. Sans froid. J'ai un +1 affecté, mais c'est tout, quoi.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
Something cold.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
The speakers below are banged up and...
No way of... Well, but see, if...
Damn. See?
No! That's right, officer. You're a high-class...
Je peux refaire déjà?
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a... Oh, very interesting.
This is how it's... Yes. But they also make us...
Wow, officer. And they can be yours for a mere $3 real.
The lieutenant tilts it.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Donc sur la rhétorique. En rhétorique j'ai déjà -1. Pourquoi? Parce que ça on peut l'enlever. Suggestion, affinité mécanique, esprit de corps, logique. Ça c'est difficile, ça sont lancés.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
No need to dress.
Oh, okay. Ah, yeah.
Are you trying?
Sorry, detective.
Ça me mure de la conceptualisation. Non, conceptualisation, maintenant j'ai des points. Non, de l'arrière-cour, conceptualisation. Ah, mais c'est truc d'art, c'est ça, je crois. Bah, plus de conceptualisation peut-être, hein. Si j'avais autre chose à faire, de toute façon. Hein.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. You have no clue. So many walls.
Ah, c'est juste un mur. C'est un peu cassé les couilles, hein, je vais pas vous mentir, la team. Je sais pas pourquoi faire de toute façon, je vais faire. Hein.
Give me a moment.
Parler à Titus, hein.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Did you already? You're probably right. The others are only there for...
Why?
This is not... I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either. Yes. You.
What in the...
But...
The fuck is... Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
And what is that?
Silence.
Be careful.
It's good. Now put it in your mouth. I want to point... Everyone knows that.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the...
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Thank you.
He is infinitely grateful to have that gun back.
Dark? I knew he was...
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Do not think...
Again, it was a dog.
Yes. Get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away.
Bon bah écoutez, je sais pas quoi dire plus ça. Ouais voilà, il va me parler, il va m'engueuler. C'est un choix de merde.
What in the name? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it. Yes, I understand. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. No need to apologize.
Ah, qu'est-ce que je suis supposé faire là? Genre, je comprends pas, genre. Pardonne-moi ma belle, je t'emmènerai d'ici.
Right to work! Right to work!
Hell no.
Fucking Bob. How about you?
Okay. There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't put...
Fucking... How about you?
Okay. There could be weapons. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance. An intricate web. It almost looks like, for you, someone closer to...
Right to work! Right to work! Shame! We were promised work.
The physically
Honest man, we came... I have a... You think they fought? When a bunt beats me.
There's something... Fine. It's the ledger you found in the... It takes about half... Some asshole they were cigarette butts. No, it would be... That's all you... Who knows? Don't worry. One day you may still... Murder. Beaten to Joseph Mills. No. Okay. So, no. Yeah. No one... Mills. See? You can't even read... Yeah. Smoking hookah. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. Without resistance. The words... Who do you think? It's slightly... The acidic stench of rotting, it's made of dark with your hands, an aluminium, a bunch of sodden arson, petty theft. You don't exactly thin. See, the rest of the stink, it's made of with your hands.
Je sais pas quoi faire là. C'est vraiment pas quoi faire la team. Bon. On va voir Joyce, je sais pas pourquoi mais...
you're back. Good. What can I help? Sadly, what I can do for you is answer some questions. More lessons in basic reality. My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance. Of course. Of course. Of course. Anything to help. They've gone to... They don't...
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer.
Did you miss the...
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. I have an indirect... Absolutely not.
Who are they?
Cronell. They wear...
So...
The story... He was taken... Nothing. It's a...
What is the name?
Whether to execute one, some, or all. It is very... If you do...
They would...
The débardeur.
Have you ever... These men, as I said, too many... All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect. If you mean did... Lely. One...
What would you...
She closed...
I can't remember...
The lieutenant...
That's all right.
He was for...
What else?
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to... I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can...
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography. What are you? Deaf? They're perfect, yeah. You have... With a sudden flash...
Bon, faut que j'attende 21h, mais je sais pas quoi faire. Donc je vais devoir dormir dehors du coup. Je sais pas quoi faire la team. Bon allez, on va finir sur ça en tout cas. J'espère que vous passez une bonne soirée la team. Puisque là, bon, heureusement j'ai pas pu aller plus loin. Bon, tu me dis c'est comme déjà 4 heures de live. 4 heures de live, on va pas s'en plaindre. T'as confirmé tout ça. Bah, j'espère que vous avez passé une bonne soirée en tout cas les gars, ma compagnie. Merci à vous tous d'être venus ce soir sur le live encore. Merci aussi d'avoir interagi, d'avoir pris votre temps, votre soirée du coup pour venir me voir. Bah moi je vous dis à la prochaine, peut-être à demain soir, je suis pas encore sûr à 100%. Mais demain soir sinon bah on se reverra dans le week-end la team. Allez, à plus.